I'll go back to another PCE meeting which I attended in Barcelona, I believe, around about 2016 or 17. During that meeting, there was a very interesting, the topic was actually liquid biopsy. Liquid biopsy in the sort of, as part of the diagnostic options, the diagnostic array for identifying pancreatic cancer on recurrence after treatment. And to tell you the truth, before the meeting, I didn't know much about liquid biopsy. But that PCE meeting put it in sharp focus. Now, as I said, if you have a technocrat in a political position, understanding the nitty-gritty of the scientific aspects of how we treat cancer, I think is very advantageous. I'm not saying that every politician should be a technocrat, but by all means. But I must admit, health, aging, these are very sensitive matters. These are very sensitive areas that strike at the core of human existence. I don't want to appear philosophical this morning, but in essence, what are we without health? So I do thank our Prime Minister, Dr. Robert Abela, for sort of entrusting me with this very exciting, very demanding portfolio, I must admit. But I think we're at a junction in medicine with the introduction of immunotherapy and with advancements in surgery. I mentioned robotics, with advancement in other chemotherapeutic options, the development of sort of targeted radiotherapeutic options. I'm talking about the MR-Linac. I mean, these exciting developments I think we're at a watershed, and that is why I have high hopes for the treatment of pancreatic cancer. With a technocrat in the driving seat, as it were, I and my colleagues, most of my colleagues are from the medical field, can grasp the intricacies of basic science very easily. And it would be very easy for me to communicate with the Chief Medical Officer, to communicate with the Foundation for Medical Services, to communicate at entity level with my clinical colleagues. But there's more to it than that. IT options and AI is, we used to say AI is around the corner. It's not. AI is here and it's here to stay. So with a technocrat in the driving seat, it's very easy to grasp these concepts and to align all of these efforts in a single direction. And that is why I do miss my sort of daily contact with tens of patients, and I do miss operating more frequently. But my political role can be used as an instrument to sort of go to another level of treatment. Obviously, in Malta, we work in the framework of the EU. And being the health minister of an EU member state, where I can discuss these matters with my colleagues at a higher level, I think it's a very privileged position, and I intend for the next 3 years to do my best. Certainly, pancreatic cancer being my sort of area of interest will not be neglected. Yes, pancreatic cancer, as I've been saying, is obviously a very serious diagnosis. It's a life-changing diagnosis for patients, for their loved ones. we have to, as politicians, we have to encourage our clinicians, our scientists, to not give up on the prospects of finding a cure for this disease. The prospects, in my opinion, are good because science is moving on, and when I say science, I include surgery in it. Science, oncology, surgery, we're moving on at a very high pace. What, as politicians, we will pledge is that we want to make a system, to work in a system where the treatment of this disease is effective, is safe, it's equitable to all our European member states, and on top of everything, we pledge to be compassionate. I'm not quite sure I can add anything more to that.